Morning ladies and gents, welcome to Monday the 9th of November. It's another pea super. Anyway, we'll get going. So as it's the first weekend we've had the horses turned round, so the boys are in the winter field and the girls are just here. Just going to go check all the fencing. I've just seen Boss Man. He said he had a big crash in the middle of the night, so he reckons something's fallen over, but we'll have a look what's happened. Oh yeah, also I've got my gate back as well. It's hung. It seems to have worked out well. Boss must have put this in the other day for us, but everything seems to line up fine. So my idea of possibly the post moving, they've kind of come and gone, to be honest, because there's not a bad gap on it. So when I found the gate at this top end, we brought it back up, that bolt was actually, can't do it one-handed, there we go. So that bolt was actually on this side. Now to get that from there over the top and back in the flood is doing quite well. So I reckon somebody's not closed that properly. And she's wobbled off the pins and disappeared. So what we'll do is we'll drill and put a pin through the bottom hinge. Right, while I'm down here, I might as well explain a little bit, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask at some point. So this is the bottom of the girls' winter field, and that's our hay field. So somebody's going to ask me at some point what are these blocks for, and as somebody's asked it a while back, and I mentioned it, but so you've seen how deep this water gets. It gets right above this fence line, and this is well under it. You also see that the netting that's here is absolutely gummed up with grass and leaves and all the other junk. It's not stuck in, it gets caught on it. So basically all the water comes flying down here, hits the fence, it actually starts vibrating ever so slightly, there's a resonance to it, and then all this junk builds up on the wire and the whole fence starts going against the flow, or with the flow should I say. So that is basically vertical where the edge of the build up of rubbish is, with that fence down there. You can see how it's lent. Well, when we first put this in, due to the fencing and the vibration, this fence was actually vibrating out. So there'd be a stretch of about, I don't know, 3 or 4 rail length, so on 36 foot's worth. They just kind of float out. Usually down this end because it was deeper, and it was becoming a real pain in the bum. You have to bring the tractor up to try and lift it and put it back in position. Well, these are just a little bit of added weight. And so all they are is an old style breeze block with an O-link middle and a piece of rail from the other side nailed on. Saying that, some of them blocks did fall off and it still did fall over. So what we did, second way around, put a strainer post on it as well, which seems to have done the job. That kind of explains that hopefully for you. Any questions, just put them down in that bit down there. Is anybody else having one of them Mondays this morning? I've got my boots on, but they're leaking. My wellies are still wet from last week, and if you're a motorbiker, you'll kind of understand. I've got plastic bags in my boots. And if you don't know why, the idea is it keeps your foot warmer because it's not wet. I think there's something missing. I generally just put a gate in the middle of nowhere. Yep, there she is. A bit of a pain. Right, better see what Bossman wants to do with that then. So we're up in what we call the day park at the moment. Just having a look around again, see what the horses have destroyed or whatever. Trying to get an idea of what I'll be doing next couple of weeks if I can get onto the land. it is wet. I'm talking of wet. For people who've been here for a while, you'll know I came in here and did some subsoiling, mould ploughing. I put the mould plough through a couple of these spots and ran them into focus into the pond. So this was the first one I did, my trial run. You can actually still see where the mould plough pulled up. I've just lost it. Somewhere about here. So it's kept the water level down quite well so far. Quite happy with that one. And the one that's up here, which actually worked out better because it had more of a fall with the land into the pond, is actually bone dry. By now I'd have expected it to be at least tacky like what I'm walking at the moment. But in here it's actually drier, to be fair. So yeah, just a straight, in fact I think that's the line there. Don't know if you can make it out. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, another day, another post. So I found this morning on my walk around. As you might be able to see, she's a bit rotten. So post out, two sides dug out, all in bottom, and this whole fence line has actually moved this way. So don't know how well you'll be able to tell on camera, but she's leant over. That's a 7 3/4 post. That one's a 7 3/4 post. It should drop in nicely, hopefully. I'm pulling it out with a chain and the tractor. It makes life a lot easier for me, especially trying to do this on my own when I've got a nutter of a horse behind me. So yeah, get it in.